Okay, I am making this video because today is April 3rd, 2018, and I had my stroke exactly 2 years ago today. And so, anyway, I'll talk about my stroke and what's happened since then. But anyway, that morning I got up and thought that I had some really weird dreams. I had some really strange dreams a strange dream the night before when I was sleeping. And I can't remember the dreams I had, but I remember it was weird. I mean, it was just like, man, that was a weird dream. I remember thinking that, waking up, and then I had to get up fairly early. It was a Sunday morning. I would usually drive myself to church, except for that Sunday I didn't because I had a temp job and I was working kind of as a uh, taking money and checking ID wristbands for people who were coming into the Toppers car show. And anyway, they had a car show at West Fargo at the high school hockey arena. And so, anyway, I worked both Saturday and Sunday, and I sat at a desk, you know. And so anyway, I did that the whole day. Except when I got up that morning, I just had a hard time walking. I just was like, I can't walk but, excuse me. But I just was like, okay, no big deal. Just having a hard time walking, it's no problem. Um, so I just, had to walk alongside the walls and, the walls here to get somewhere because my walking was so bad. Um, and so and then driving there too was kind of, my driving seemed a little off too. But I was like, oh well, no big deal. And then it was there walking, I had a hard time doing that. So I had to be by the side to use the guardrails, walking up the stairs or, you know. But anyway, got through the day, drove home, picked up the paper at the grocery store at Cashwise on 13th Avenue here in Fargo, a mile from where I live. Um, and then the next day, that was Sunday night, and I didn't do much because I didn't feel well. I didn't feel the greatest, but anyway, then I didn't do much. Took it easy the rest of the day after I got home. Um, then I got up the next day and drove and got a paper at Cashwise dropped my time card for the 2 days off. Came home and took it easy the rest of the day because I wasn't feeling too great. So anyway, now was Monday, so I didn't do much. Most of Sunday, I didn't do very much. The rest of Monday, I didn't do much. By Tuesday, I wasn't feeling very well. So I called my mom on the phone. Mom, I don't feel like crap, you know. And so I've got a cousin in West Fargo, and he was in the Air Force for a while up in Alaska. And so anyway, he had something he had to do at the VA hospital too. So he came and picked me up and gave me a ride to the VA hospital here in Fargo. And so went to the ER, and the doctor there was like, "Oh, when I finally got to see him, because it took quite a while to be able to see him." Turn this. There we go. So anyway, I finally was able to see the doctor, and he basically said it was probably just the flu, and don't worry, you'll be okay. Just take it easy. Don't do much. I'm like, okay. So anyway, just, I don't remember if he gave me some medication or not. But anyway, went home, came home, didn't do much the rest of Tuesday. Then Wednesday, because I was, thinking of maybe it is a flu. But anyway, so I didn't do much Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm still wasn't feeling very well. And I called my mom again. Mom, I still feel like crap. And so my parents came and picked me up Wednesday instead of my cousin. And they brought me to the ER. Same doctor, it's probably, just the flu. Don't worry, it'll take its time. So then he said, just drink some more water. Well, I couldn't keep water down. Everything I ate, I threw it back up again. And so he gave me some suppositories. And so that later on, after I got home, I went home with my parents. Went home with my parents and stayed with them, and the suppositories did the trick. I was pretty much in bed most of the time from Wednesday when I got back to their place to Saturday. And so then Saturday, by then I was able to eat and, not, since my doctor thought it was a flu, it's like, well, okay, now we can, at least I can eat something, eat something and, so anyway, so yeah, anyway, then I my mom called in a nurse and asked her to check my blood pressure, and my blood pressure was, I think, 180 over 140 or something. It was really high, way higher than it should have been. And so she said, go back to the ER now, immediately. And so we did. And so we did that. And different doctor, different different diagnosis too, because he said, you've been here 3 times in the last 5 days. Something's wrong. It isn't the flu. Something's wrong here. We can keep you overnight and do some tests and see what's wrong. And so I'm like, okay. I'm like, good. I wanted to be admitted as a patient because something wasn't right. It wasn't just the flu. The flu doesn't make you stop doesn't mess up your walking. So that's what they did. They admitted me to the hospital. And so I was on the 3rd floor at the VA hospital. And then I think, let's see, I'm trying to remember what they had. They called someone and had them come up to do some tests. I can't remember. Anyway, eventually I did a CAT scan. The neurologist was like, okay, we gotta find. They said, we gotta figure this out. And so the neurologist ordered a CAT scan. And so I had one. And the first one, hang on here. Thanks. And thank you for waiting. Anyway, the first CAT scan didn't show up anything abnormal. But then she said, I still think you had a stroke. Based upon your symptoms, I think you had a stroke. And so she ordered a second CAT scan. But this one would die. And so anyway, we did the second CAT scan, and you have 2 big blood vessels going up the back of your neck. And so anyway, in the x-ray, in the CAT scan, you can see one of my blood vessels going up the back of my neck with the dye, but the other one you could not. And the other one had been completely blocked. And that is why I had my stroke. And that is when the neurologist, knew without a doubt that I'd had a stroke. It's just, you had a stroke because your blood vessel was completely blocked. And then I asked her, well, what are we going to do about this? Give me some Medicaid drugs, surgery, what, to unblock it? And she said, no, just it'll eventually, go away and eventually be unblocked by itself, I guess. So anyway, that's the way that happened. And it just, and that was a full week after I had my stroke. it was a full week later after I had it that they finally figured it out. You know, and I only have God and Jesus Christ are the only reason why I'm here today. Why I'm alive still. Alive and kicking, I guess. Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like I think it's pretty rare that people find out they have a stroke a week after they have it. You know, a lot of people are dead by then. They don't find out they have a stroke, they're gone. So that could have been me, but it wasn't. I could barely walk the first week I was on the third floor. Oh my gosh. The third floor is for short term, for people who stay there short term. And so that the Friday after, almost a full week after I was admitted, I went down to the second floor. And that's long term, long term hospital stay. That's more well, it was over 2 months that I was there on the second floor. So anyway, and so I was there at the VA hospital for over 2 months, and then I moved down to Lisbon at the Veterans Nursing Home, and so I was there from late June to the 2nd of March. When I moved back to the place here, to my place I had before my stroke, place I was living before I had my stroke, here in Fargo. Anyway, let's see. So I've been here over a year. I've been back here over a year now. And my doctor still won't let me drive. Because the last time I saw her, my blood sugar was averaging about 200. So she said she wants my blood sugar to average between 120 and 140. And she wants my A1C below 8. But the last time I had it checked, it was 8.1, which wasn't too far off, from where I needed it to be. I mean, there are some days in which my blood sugar might be in the over 200 or close to 200. But then I'm not going to eat anything that's going to make it go higher. If it's around 200, then it's like, okay, I got to watch what I eat for a while or get more exercise. So that's what I do. And, but then again, when it comes to walking on snow and ice in Fargo, North Dakota in the wintertime, chances of me falling are pretty close to 100%. I'm going to fall sometime during that wintertime. And then yesterday I fell for the third time. Thankfully, I've got enough padding in the right places, the right area, that I can fall, on my backside, and it's not going to be that big of a deal. I'm not going to get hurt as bad. I'm going to hurt, I think I hurt my wrist a little bit. But anyway, Um, it's okay to. Oh wow, it's 20 minutes already. But anyway, my doctor also hasn't given me the authorization to get a job. But other than that, other than not driving and not working, you know, and I've got a nurse that helps with my medication, with my meds. Um, Other than that, I do everything myself. I clean my place if I, you know, don't do the greatest job of cleaning, but it's still up to me. I still take care of myself. I still go buy my own food, go make it myself. I do everything else myself except, when it comes to driving or something, I have to walk or get a ride from someone. You know, other than that, I do everything myself. So why shouldn't I be able to take the driving test? You know, I should be able to. I should be able to. But anyway, but yeah, but hopefully, before this coming November, hopefully I'll be able to get rid of most of my stuff here that I can sell or bring to a secondhand store and get rid of and pack everything else up and move down to Arizona and live with my girlfriend who I love dearly, who is an awesome person. And so hopefully I can get my driver's license, be able to take my driver's license test, and be able to go down and, and then get a car. So anyway, anywho, that would be awesome. Because it really stinks not to be able to drive right now, to have to walk everywhere or get a ride. Not fun. Not fun. You know, you don't realize how much you miss something until it's gone. Okay? Till it's taken away or you don't have it anymore, you don't realize how much you miss it. And I didn't realize how much I would miss driving until I couldn't do it. You know. Yeah. I mean, when it comes to walking too, when you have to learn how to do that all over again, it's not easy. It is not easy, and it is not hard, because when I was in the Veterans Hospital, Veterans Affairs Hospital here in Fargo a year ago, 2 years ago, when I ended up at the hospital, and I had to start learning how to go through physical therapy to be able to walk again. Oh my gosh. When I was there doing that was the hardest I've ever worked in my life. You will have some obstacles of when you're recovering from a stroke that it's easy. It would have been easy to give up, to say forget it. But I wasn't going to. there was nothing that was, there was no way that my stroke was going to keep me from being able to walk again. You know, being able to take care of myself again. My stroke was not going to keep that from happening. It's like when I graduated from VCSU at 46. Yeah, you want to talk about hard? Oh my gosh. That was very hard, very difficult. It's like nothing was going to keep me from graduating, and nothing was going to keep me from being able to walk again. If you are one of those people whose stroke has totally wiped you out and caused you to become totally dependent on other people for everything, I say keep fighting. Keep fighting the battle every day to get more and more of your former ability back. Don't give up. Never give up. Never give up. Never give up in the fight. Push yourself to try to do more and more every single day. Don't ever give up and say, well, this is my life. Keep trying. Keep trying. Keep fighting. Keep fighting and keep trying. No matter what happens. No matter if you have another stroke. No matter. Keep fighting. Keep fighting the battle, folks. Because you will surprise yourself and you will surprise others with what you can do. You'll be able to do a lot more than what people gave you, what the doctor said you'll be able, or the physical therapist said you'd be able to do. You'll shock them. You'll be like, I didn't think you could ever do this. It's like, okay, do it. Do it. Make them shocked. Shock them. Shock yourself. Keep fighting. Keep pushing yourself. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever, ever, ever give up. The greatest commencement speech in history, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, was one that Winston Churchill gave in the 1950s, I think at a college in Missouri. He said, never, 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 well, he said, okay, let me say that again. Never, ever, ever give up. That was his entire speech. And when you have a stroke, you've got to say that to yourself every day. Every single day. You get up and you fight that battle every single day. And you never give up. You keep trying as hard as you can to get as much back of your former life as you can. I know your life is going to change forever. But never give up when it comes to fighting the battle against, being able to get back what you once had the ability to be able to do because of your stroke. I know your life's never going to be the same. my life's never going to be the same either. But that isn't going to stop me from keep trying, from keep fighting, from keep trying to get my license back, to watch my blood sugar, to watch my diet, to make sure I don't eat anything that'll make my blood sugar go out of control.